Yo, what's good, Pack family? This your boy, Mr. Check My Resume. I'm here to bring you our watch list for January the 17th, well, actually 18th through the 21st. We got Monday off due to observance of MLK Day. So with that, we're gonna get right into the setups here. First of which, what I have on my screen is Lockheed Martin, ticker LMT. What we're looking at on LMT is a possible reversal on the quarter. We're looking at a level of 378.10 as our level for entry there. We actually made this alert on this ticker a few weeks ago during the, I guess this was the December 27th watch list. So actually we alerted January 350s and 360s as well as June 400s. And those are up significantly. I just referenced the 350s. Those are up over 400% right now. So I have a couple new contracts I wanted to add for LMT. So they'll be one to look out for continuation. The next one that I want to focus on within industrials is Honeywell. Honeywell is also another one that we looked at, that we alerted a few weeks ago. But just to get into the setup that we're looking for is the quarterly reversal above 228.26. And also there's a daily reversal in case of those that want to get in a little bit earlier. There's a 2-2 reversal on the day above 217.97. And again, we did alert these a few weeks ago. This one was on the January 3rd watch list. And those contracts, or at least the January 210s I originally alerted, are currently, what is this? Almost, well, 300% right now. So Honeywell is another one that we're looking at just for continuation, looking at this quarterly rev here, as well as the daily reversal. We've got a 2-down hammer on the day. So Honeywell looks good for continuation. So definitely wanted to point that out to the pack. Those of you that are in there, just keep it going. Next one I have is ABBV. ABBV, this is another one that we have previously alerted, but currently we have a 2-2 rev on the week above 137.39. As you all know, that's one of my favorite setups to enter trades on. We did previously alert this one as well. This one was a little bit further back on the December 6th watch list, where we alerted the January 125 and 130s, as well as February 125s and 130s. And so the 125s are almost at 1,000% now, and the 130s are the ones that I'm in. Those are about 600 to 700% right now, depending on entry. So looking good there. We got some new alerts that I put on my watch list that you all probably have already seen. So definitely like the way ABBV is setting up going into the week. Moving on to consumer discretionary. First one I want to talk about is XPEV. Sorry about that. XPEV, as you know, EVs. They've just been kind of choppy a little bit recently, but we also know a lot of the fundamental information about what they're going to do. But just in terms of the setup for this week, we've got a 2-2 rev on XPEV above 49.72. So we're very close to the trigger level on that one. And we also have a 312 on the year above $60.04. So yeah, so if you break above this candle, that'll give you the 312 on the year. So XPEV looks solid. I will look for an entry here on this XPEV setup. So XPEV looks fire to me. Definitely like the way that 2-2 rev sets up. Next one I have on the list is LI, another EV. Similar setup, 2-2 rev on the week, but it also has a daily rev. So the rev on the week is above 31.68, and your reversal on the day is above 31.44. I won't get into the macro setups, but we do have a 312 on the year at 37.65. Next one I want to talk about to keep the theme of EVs going, we've got NIO. So this one with Neo, similar setup as the first two I just mentioned. 2-2 rev on the week on Neo above 31.86. But also you have a 1-2-2 on the day above 31.32. So you've got a couple entries there on Neo. So I like the way Neo, it looks like we're getting into a reversal. So if we clear this reversal on the week, we'll be looking for the monthly reversal next. So I like the way those set up on the EV spectrum. Moving on, but sticking with discretionary, we've got GPS, and that is Gap. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Monopoly. We had a lot of dialogue about GPS, but definitely wanted to put this one to bring this one to everyone's attention. First off, we've got a 2-2 rev on the day above 1843. Secondly, we've got a 2-2 rev on the week above 1898. Those are your two trigger levels that we're looking for on GPS. Moving on quickly here, we've got Bed Bath & Beyond, BBBY. BBBY also has a decent looking setup where we have a 2-1-2 potentially on the day above $15.60. And I like that one. Also, we have a weekly setup above $16.26. And lastly, we have a 1-2-2 potentially on the month, and that is above 1638. So we need a couple weeks before that one triggered. So we need a little time there. But this 2-2 rev on the week is what I'm looking at. So we'll keep an eye out for that one too. Right. And last one in discretionary is Wynn Resorts. This one, for me, the trigger that I'm looking for is the quarterly trigger. So it's a macro trigger, higher level time frame. So this one I'm not looking at, for an immediate entry or a quick trigger. I'll just sit and wait on this one to trigger on the higher time frame levels. The more micro levels, there is a potential you could get continuation 3-2 on the week above 92.38, but that's not what I'm watching for. So the other one is Wynn Resorts as well. I really like the way that one's setting up. We'll have to watch it to see if it continues that way. Next one here is moving on to materials. We've got LAC, and on LAC, this one is more on the infrastructure side. Typically one we don't usually play a lot of times for options, but we like to try to get time, distance, and just kind of let them build from there. It's not one that you want to get for volatility. So we got a 2-2 rev above $30.47 on LAC. Then also on the week, we have a 2-2 rev above 31.79. And so those are the main two areas I'll be looking for entry on LAC. And I'm, based on the contracts I put in, I'm really looking at some longer term trades for LAC, but there may be an opportunity here. Moving on. Next one, I want to move into information technology. First one I want to talk about is MU. So on MU, we got a 2-2 rev potentially above $97.43. Additionally, we've got a 2-2 rev on the week. This one's above $98.11. And we know MU's just been on the beam for the last, few months. Semiconductors as a whole have been ripping. Not much else to say there. The setup is there, so we only play what we see. Next one in information technology, we'll move over to qcom. All right, and with qcom, we've got a potential 3-2-2 on the day above 190.09 for entry if you want the early entry, and then also we've got a 3-2-2 on the week, and that's above 190.158. Really like the way qcom set up. This is one that we alerted back in the fall, and it's consistently performed well over time. So it's just been in chop the last, I guess you could say 5 weeks or so, but it had really had a breakout. So it just looks flagging on, it's like a flag on the macros. So anyway, qcom looks solid. Moving on here. And last sector I'll be alerting this week will be communications. First one in communications I wanted to talk about is Facebook. A couple things on Facebook. We actually have a few different entries on Facebook. First of which I want to talk about is the day. You got a 2-2 rev above 332.73. Also, you've got a 2-2 rev on the week above 336.37. And then lastly, on the month, you've got a 2-2 rev on the month above 352.71. So there's multiple triggers there from Facebook. We'll see if it actually does it. We're in a bit of conflict right now, so we'll see what happens with Facebook. And the last ticker on my list this week is Activision. Last time we tried to play Activision, they got the bad news about the CEO. Stock tanked on us, so we did not. We were up. We're actually up on Activision when the news hit. So now we've dropped to about it dropped to a low of $56. So now we're right around the $65 level. We have a 322 potentially on the week above $65.99. And that's the trigger level I'm looking for there on Activision. I really want to take this one back towards the $80 range. So definitely like the way Activision sets up. It had a nice downturn. So now we're looking at potential reversal back to the upside. And that will conclude my list for the week. It was short and sweet, quick and dirty. We've alerted quite a many stocks over the last 3 weeks specifically. So didn't feel like there was a lot that we haven't alerted that I needed to add to this week's list. But check me out on the Alpha Pack watch list coming up soon. Get this up on my YouTube page. Please subscribe, like, and provide comments as you see fit. Love y'all. Peace.